Uh-oh. Testing. Okay, I think this is working now. Welcome to RCR stream. It's been a while since we've done this, and this is going to be planning for RCR Australia and trying to find places to film. I have a new mic set up now. We're using the DIJ wireless setup. Hello, Matt Lazaro, Leo, not TFW, Ronan, not Ryan, Dank Pods Country. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to check audio levels here. I'm reading audio levels on Open Broadcaster as about negative 20, negative 50 decibels, no peaking yet. Now this is all battery and this is all wireless with the wireless receiver clipped to my shirt, kind of pointed away from me in a little bit. If I speak right into it, it peaks out like crazy. But so far, it's pointed kind of right at me. It's just clipped to my hoodie. Audio sounds good. Great. Hopefully this will be the audio solution I've been waiting for. I don't have to rely on any sort of cables or anything. It came with a neat pack. I'm going to have to redo my RCR Pelican case to include both the Insta360 camera and now the DIJ wireless microphones. It gets pretty loud on its own. Okay, excellent. Great. Tonight's beverage is sponsored by, and I can walk away from you guys. Oh, look at that. The rig just went away. That's funny. Well, you can still hear me because I'm walking into the kitchen. Tonight's beverage is sponsored by Chatty Monks Brewing. Free plug from them, West Reading, Pennsylvania. And our beverage for the evening is called Depth Has No Bounds 2022. This is barrel-aged imperial stout bourbon with an APV of 16.2%. I do not plan on drinking this entire can of beer tonight. The beer comes in Red Bull style cans. One can of this is like 4 beers. It is complex and it is delicious. George says tonight's beverage is calm. So, no Charles Shaw from Trader Joe's. What's Charles Shaw? Don't know what that is. But the plan is, RCR Australia 2024. What's the best school in Pennsylvania other than UPenn? Hoping to study journalism and political science. You don't need to go to college to get a degree in journalism. Just work at any newspaper. Any liberal arts. I disagree that journalism is a good major to go into. Obviously, you're talking to someone who has a degree in writing and knows a few things about that, but I concede that journalism is not a profession that really pays, to be honest. Political science, yes, you go into poli-sci. If you want to go into public service, you want to become a politician of some kind. But journalism, anybody can be a journalist. You don't need a degree to do that sort of stuff. If you want to get good at writing, I suppose like a major in like technical writing, or I guess maybe study engineering or something like that. Something where you can make money writing. Yeah, Danny says you can audit free journalism courses on Corsica. Yeah. Chaz says, good evening, Mr. Burb. Good evening. Wrong expression. There we go. So, this is where RCR Australia is going to take place in Melbourne. I don't know where. And since I don't know what, I had a talk with Matto about this, but I've forgotten where the good places are. And I forget even our timetable. So I don't know what I want to do in Australia, so I'm open to suggestions. I've heard the beaches are very nice. It would be rude of me to come to Australia and not have a car meet, right? Carb Pudding says regular enrollment, but my right ear is popping. Audio seems to be popping slightly. Okay. All right. Then maybe it's too high. Let's go over here to our DIJ. And I'm going to go to volume. I'm going to go headphone volume, turn it down a little bit. Okay, I've turned the headphone volume down a little bit. Tell me if there's popping. Hi, Brian. Looks more like Aussie planning, not PC building. Yeah, we're on the new PC right now. Albert Park, Melbourne is where they host the F1. Albert Park. Oh, that's a community. Oh, do they host the F1 on the streets of this neighborhood? Desert trucks. Someone says desert trucks. Oh, do they have the park? Oh, this literally is a racetrack. Okay. This looks like the type of place where you would need lots of money to hold a car meet here. What I'm fascinated with Australia, I guess you must have public transportation, because this is like New Zealand where, fuck me, where are the parking lots? It's Matto says that's the Grand Prix circuit. Yeah, I remember down in this coast, like the East Coast somewhere, was where Matto, and hello Matto, you're here, how are you doing? That down here is a nice place, nice beaches. Collab with Garbage Time. I've heard that before. Maybe Matto talked about it. That Garage Time is that a YouTube channel in Australia? And I don't know, it's Matto says he's here, but he's driving a tractor at the moment. Well, drive that tractor, don't crash it. This isn't that important. See what I really want, I'm trying to recreate the experience of over here, which probably can't, was this one drive that I had from Petone? No, it wasn't that. Man, yeah, I walked from Petone to Wainuiomata. Yeah. That was such a great walk at night. Because like, shoot, camshaft software. His name will come to me. I'm getting old. Andrew Lamb, he fell asleep or something and couldn't give me a ride from Petone back home. So I walked, like if I can walk Appalachian Trail, I can walk home. So I had a great walk at night, walking all the way across this, around Hutt Park, and then I walked across the parking lots of these warehouses, and then I started walking up Wainuiomata Road, and there was, thankfully, a sidewalk that went all the way up this mountain road, And I'm looking down over Wellington, and it was night, and it was wonderful, and I had enough clothes on. It was warm, and I got to looked out there, walked across, kept walking up, walked down the other side. I think by the time I was going inside, I was jogging for a little bit. Then I got to this roundabout right here, and some teenagers in a car. I was just walking, and they were coming around the roundabout in Wainuiomata, and they just went, yeah! You know, that move that kids do sometimes where we're in a car and someone's on the street and you just make a noise out the window. It's perfect because there's like no comeback for that. And I'm like, all right. So then I walk. Where's their house? Their house is, it's up here somewhere. And then I walk back and I walk through the door all sweaty and stuff. I'm like, hey guys. Like, oh right, you were across town. Like, how far is that? Where's my ruler? Where's the thing where you go measure distance? Measure distance. From there to Wainuiomata, 4.6, yeah, as the crow flies, 4.6. So I walked 5 miles. Ooh, big whoop. That's 5 miles like on a road. Took like, I don't know what, 2 hours or something like that. Clear measurement. I once had to walk, Emmert88 says, I once had to walk about 7 miles from a concert to my car so I could go home because my phone died and I couldn't get an Uber. Sucks. 7 miles. Like, anything over like walking 5 miles is like, oh Christ. Shroomy says, I once had to walk 4 miles, which doesn't sound so bad, but it was negative 35 Celsius outside. That's cold. And we only had dress for 10 earlier in that day. That's rough. You would have to keep up a big time pace to just keep getting from frozen outside. Anyway, so Melbourne. I feel like here in Pennsylvania, if I plan a car meet, I get about 200 cars. An RCR car meet that's advertised on YouTube, like the one we had at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. We got about 200 cars there. It's great. I had a fun time. But out here, there's like what's interesting about Australia is it's like built up area, nothing. Like the transition from like suburban track to nothing is instant. It's like instantly Midwest here. What's this place? Cundunda Park? Is this just more tract housing? Oh, it's already built up. Okay. Yeah, compare that to all the way back in Pennsylvania. When you go to the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center, Westchester, KOP, just north of their P, curb, sky zone. Yeah. Look at this. This is just a tiny little hole-in-the-wall place, nowhere near Philly. And just look at all this parking. And we had our car show like here. So maybe that's more like 100 cars. Well, no, we filled all of this. We filled all of this with some little bit out there and out there. So, yeah, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20, 40, 80, 100. Yeah, about 150 cars. So finding something like that Down in Melbourne. Hello, Mr. Regular Burb. I thought you finished your PC. I did, and we're using it right now. Yep. This is my Ford Falcon persona. I like that. I'll take it. But this is like, this just looks like LA. Like if you told me a picture, where is that? I would say that's somewhere in the valley in LA. I mean, I get it. This is like a big city center. Like if we want to find like a big car park, it's a farm. How do you go from the valley in LA to Ohio instantly? What is up with this, Australia? It's like, here we are, housing in LA, Iowa. Instant, boom, there it is. There's no transition. There's no soulless suburbia. It's just Nismo Feek says, looking for car spots? Yeah, I'm looking for a place in the greater Melbourne area to have a car meet. We had a car meet on Phillip Island not too long ago. It was a Nobby's Visitor Center. It's a car park, overlooks the coast. Phillip Island? Oh. Oh, so you got to take a ferry there. Oh, okay. At a visitor center? Obviously Australia has just the same sort of car culture we do, except for places to park. No places to park. You have places to drive, but no places just to hang out. Where do you guys hang out? Do you just drive your cars like onto the grass? Go to Perth or Adelaide for that. For what? To find parking? Is that where the parking is, in Perth or Adelaide? There's a car park. Look at that. What is Penguin Parade? Nightly viewing of penguins. Huh? So you get penguins down there? It's because parking waste money feels good, man. How about the Ford Motor Factory in Broadmeadows? Whoops. Is that the same place? Whoa, what is this? Was this the Ford plant and now it's something else? Oh, that's kind of a parking lot. Or are these parking structures? Oh, ooh, one story. Amazing. Okay, so there's a parking lot. Considering I'm thousands of kilometers away from Melbourne, it might be worth hitting up somewhere like Luke Oxley from Full Boost has local shows and knows Luke Oxley from Full Boost. Okay. Your parking lots all have a purpose, don't they? They're for places. You don't just have like a grotesque amount of parking. Should ask garbage time. Garbage time keeps coming up. So this is garbage time on YouTube. Nothing about. So free car, smelly Jeff, the donkey van. I now own a Malak. We finally found the source of Jeff's smell. Okay, so they're taking apart stuff. Ooh, good views on this. Great views on all of these. Wow. Freaking killing it here. Awesome. Bruce 2 is almost useful. Oh, nice. Is this guy in Melbourne? I feel like our parking lots are designed for exactly the right amount of cars. Like if someone buys a new car, council probably builds one new parking space somewhere. Free car, part, rant, damaged. Okay. Subscribed. I'll remember to talk to this guy later. Yes, our large parking lots are at mostly public spaces. Try to look for national parks and nature reserves for large bounce parking. Okay. Someone keeps saying Adelaide. But Adelaide is nowhere near, is it? Or are you being cheeky to say go to Perth? What is Perth to Australia? Is that your San Francisco out there? Is Perth or San Francisco? It's like, okay, Sydney's your New York City, right? Or I've also heard that it's more closer to Toronto in like vibe than New York City. Brisbane is your Chicago. And I guess Melbourne, is your Detroit or something like that, Ford factory. Shroomy says, not from Australia, but I do know Perth is away from literally everything. No, Port Hedland is away from everything. That motherfucker. They have like a big prison out here, South Hedland. Look, everything is sepia tone in Port Hedland. Nismo Freak says Perth is a better Sydney. And Darwin is an oven. What's Darwin? Oh, Adelaide is over here. Okay, that's what they're saying. Ooh, I can see why people say Adelaide. It's got a little bay right here. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. There's a big old CIA building right in the middle in Port Hedland. A CIA building? We have like ops over there? Is it at the airport? BHP Port Haven Village? Is that a prison? Why does it say it's a bed? What do the reviews say? They fixed the mushroom sauce issue and food has got a lot better. One of the better camps, better thing layout. Is this like for minors or something like that? Oh, Danny says, oh no, we have a CIA place in the middle of Australia. Oh. Davenport. Alice Springs. I'm just picking a place that's just, oh wow, there's people living there. BHP is a mining company. Okay. Yeah, I just picked something right in the middle of nothing and there's stuff there. Who's paying to water? Oh, people are hanging out. Hard, sure. Impossible, no way. Alcohol and other drug services, Central Australia. It's like, hard, sure. It's just like, inside this tent is just a guy with a really huge dick. And that's the entire tent here. He has his own tent in Something Springs, Northern Territories, Australia. And that's the only thing that's in the tent. Also, freaking ute, awesome. I want to drive it. What is this? Okay. It's a Holden with a Bush bash plate and off-road lights. There's your Toyota with some sort of antenna on it. As the ass. What? As the ass. astheass.org.au. It's like every slogan in Australia was just made by a sixth grader. Catholic Care has like the tiniest booth. Yaz is a city. Oh, okay. I like to see that this type of chair goes all over the world. Go to the ASIAS site. The sky looks so much bigger there. There we go. What's that? Is that a high ace? Oh wait, is that a Monaro? Monaro on wheels? Boss. No wait, oh I'm sorry, that's a Falcon. What am I thinking? Why would a Falcon say boss? Of course it's a Ford. Joffrey Griffin says Holden, Colorado. Okay. So it's a Chevy Colorado? I wonder if I could if I had fuck me money, I would go right there and just say, hey, whoever had the yellow Falcon with the shit box with the absolutely dirty wheels on it, yeah, I'd like to buy your car, please. VRU just says burb. Yes. Yes, it is. This is almost as fun as just looking for a car park as going on Street View in Australia. And Alice Springs. Bye, Alice Springs. Back to Melbourne. Star of the Sea College. Car park. How far do you have to? Okay, so this looks like a park, right? Bunnings is your Walmart? No, wait, I'm sorry, that's your Home Depot. Does Roman have his Toyota finally, since approximately? Roman has the money. He sold Betty, so the Mustang's gone. He has the money. His mom caught COVID, and they were both in the same place at the same time for a few days when she got it, so they both isolated for a week. But no, he hasn't looked for a car yet. I think a date this week I'm supposed to be helping him. I can't remember. The real Jarleman says cars are ridiculously expensive here at the moment. If you ask that owner to buy that Falcon, they probably say $20,000. Oh, okay. Come to think of it, what am I? Is this still? Does the title for this video says "Building RCR's new editing computer"? Oh, okay. That's why it's all messed up, because I still have the wrong title. I'm sorry. So yes, we are not building the editing computer. That's why people were asking. Sorry, I have the wrong title. No, this is searching for a car park in Australia. Oh, another airport. Oh, excuse me. Are you only visiting Melbourne? Or are you visiting other states? I think, unfortunately, we only have time to be in the Melbourne area. Look for an IKEA? Okay. Okay, so there's 4. And IKEA car park, is it? No, that's the loading dock. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is an IKEA, and there's nowhere to park, unless it's a vertical structure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's inside. All right. I guess that's kind of nice. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe in Melbourne, all your car parks are parking garages and not just open air because it's hotter there. How big of a car meet, says Nismo? Be ready for 150 cars. So you'd need a parking spot with like 200 spaces. Of course, I don't know. I guess it would be just the people in Melbourne, so maybe it would be honestly 50 cars. But then if word got out, would other people show up? I remember when we had the Toronto car meet, that thing got way too big, and I know it was in the before times, but that car meet got way too big, and Nick and I and our cinematographer from, oh gosh, it'll come to me. We pieced out at like 9. We just went home. Because like I don't want to be around here. People started getting crazy. We started to hear people two-stepping and burnouts and stuff. I'm like, let's get out of here. Oh, the police are here. Let's go. We left. The South Lawn car park was used. South Lawn? Was used in Mad Max. Is this what we're talking about? That looks like it's downtown. Andrew says, how about a golf course or a country club? I mean, I kind of get the feeling that the people who play golf are not into rat rods. Thoughts on an Accord 2.0 Turbo? I haven't heard any bad things. Joffrey Griffith says, I'll come from the... That's a drive. That's a whole day's drive. When people say they'll come from really far away, I get self-conscious because I know I'm not that much fun in real life. Will you be reviewing any Subarus anytime soon? I kind of covered all of them. I mean, all that's left to do is like the Tribeca, right? And maybe something else with an H6, with a 6-cylinder. It's been a while since we did an Uberu. Do you call these public car parks? Because in the US, we call these private. Even though anybody can park there, they're still part of a commercial structure. No, that's just a warehouse, not a car park. I miss Sugan Road so much. Don't know what that is. Nah, it's also a holiday. Footscray? Oh, I'm dad clicking. Oh, that's a community. Is there a big car park here? Rowing club. Oh, okay, so dumb question, dumb Australian question. What's an oval? Obviously, it's a shape. It looks like there would be some sort of sporting event here. Oval. Toilets closed and I've been very nice oval. Great game for a quick game of footy and not far from the main university entrance at all. The grass is still being worked on. Some said, love this field. Play soccer different. Is this just like a big open field? Then what's the thing in the middle? Do you guys, like, my first thought is that this is for cricket. It's where we play cricket or Australian rules football. Okay. See, this looks like a nice car park here, but is it part of something? Like, it says it's a rugby club. Does that mean it's a team? Or can anybody come here and just park and hang out at a place like this? Yeah, there looks like to be there's plenty of overflow. Victoria University Library. So we would probably, oh wow, okay, so there's plenty of parking here. But would it be packed on a Saturday or a Sunday morning? Ovals are usually football and usually can be used for cricket. This honestly looks all right. Right next to Flemington Racecourse, which looks like a NASCAR track to me. Oh, excuse me, this is horses. Joffrey says most ovals are public parks. And there's another one. Big Bounce, Australia. Is that like a trampoline park? The Big Bounce. Oh, it's a bounce house. So they just set up bounce houses. This sort of like strikes me as undeveloped land next to a office park. If like I were in the US, this is what I would think this is. A bunch of corporate greenwashing next to a bunch of people who sit in cubicles all the time. Aylin says, I was just watching the Pete and Pete. I was just watching excellent show. And drooled over their Dodge Aries K station wagon. Hell yeah. Flemington Racecourse Station. So I'm guessing this is like a casino. I mean, that's what would come to mind whenever there's like a dog track, there's a casino attached to it, which casinos aren't my thing. Apparently you guys like your horse racing. Not that America doesn't. We got the Kentucky Derby and everything. Oregons, yeah, is the new PC built? Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't change the description of this video. Henry Lawson statue. Guy with a mustache. No more Bushmen and heroes left. All suburbanities? Suburbanities? I'm pronouncing that word wrong. I'm sorry. So this is a professional oval. Okay. Again, big stadium like this. Look at this. And here's your car park. For like the few people who drove there. Is there a bus station? Is there a train station? Is there a subway station right here? I don't see any light rails. Oh wait, duh, right there. Ooh. Maybe that would be a neat thing. Be able to take a train somewhere in Australia. I haven't even thought of that. If you're still looking for a good meet, you could try Cadler Park. Okay. C-A-L Cadler Park. What? Oh. Oh, it literally is a racetrack. Let's have a look. Ooh. That looks kind of rough. Is this abandoned? Or is this just a bad picture? Again, racetrack. Where's your... Is that the parking lot? There's a McDonald's, trucking. There's some dirt. Is this the parking lot? Just here in the mud? Just turned on the stream. Are you headed to Sydney? No, Melbourne. Sorry. Melbourne has the longest tram line in the world. By tram line, you mean like the longest train? Calder Park. Calder Park, thank you. Oh, fascinating. Man, why does this have to be so tough? Look, you want to see a parking spot? Just go over here. Just go back to Pennsylvania. Go to okay, fine. Reading, town. Where's West Reading? You can have a car meet. Where's the mall? I didn't even pick the mall. Look at the size of these parking lots. That's the hospital. There's some more. Look at this mall parking lot. Look at all these spaces. This is pretty much a Berkshire Mall is just ugh. And look how much parking lot it has. Awesome. Let's go north. There's the Cabela's. Look at that parking lot. Freaking awesome. The old car meets there, big car shows all the time. Freaking, there's a helicopters land here from time to time. Think big. Making some food off camera. Vegetables. Microwave. More water. I am just nowhere closer. What did you find? Looks how much public transport Melbourne has, though. Nismo Feet, got to go back to work. I'm still thinking hitting up Luke would be their best bet. Him and his brother have been covering the Aussie scene in Melbourne for like 20 years now. Is that garbage time guy? Dog on the Unit says, awesome for car meets, not so awesome for anywhere else. The entire state of Victoria only had 7 million people in it. Should make an attempt to befriend crows. Full Boost. That's the other channel. Oh, that's the Full Boost channel.
We've had our WRX.
All right. So I'll reach out to them too. Wasn't the state of Victoria the Australian state that decided to put a kilometre tax on EVs that made Malt just decided to stop EV sales on Australia? Good spot for local car meets, Bunnings car parks, IKEA car parts, big box stores, good spots. Right, can you just throw car parks in there, or car park, can you just throw car meets at a Bunnings? And not get in trouble? Woodmember says, think about this though. When we were making cars, they were all highway cruisers, kilometer eaters. I think Ford Falcon, Holden, Commodores. Most people in cities just try not to drive. I see. All right, so we'll come back to we'll come back to finding a place to have an RCR Australia car meet. And maybe me just taking a train somewhere but to where? To do what? I'd like to have a day where, obviously I want to sit on the beach for a while and do nothing, but which beach? How about a beach that's just called Safety Beach? Melbourne has a very big public transport city. I think most people I know who live in the city don't drive, they just take the tram or the train. When you say tram, watch the tram car, please. Is that what you're talking? When you say tram, do you mean like a small bus? Tram equals light rail. Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking Wildwood, New Jersey. Watch the tram car, please. Can confirm Bunnings at night is awesome, but you will attract dickheads and cops. Okay. Well, then we won't have a car meet at night then, will we? We'll follow Cars and Coffee rules. We'll have it on a Sunday. The meet will start at 8 a.m. and go until noon, and then it'll be over. Because dickheads don't get up early in the morning. I want to ride a motorcycle somewhere. That's one thing I want to do. I want to recreate the feeling that I had riding the Rumataka Pass in New Zealand. Look at that. All the way out from Wellington, following that road, Rumataka Hill. I did this on a zero motorcycle, an electric motorcycle. I just went boom, 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 up the whole way. And then I did it in a BMW i3, and then I did it in an M5. Not an M5, just a 5 Series. Each time, amazing. Just that road, over and over and over again. And then it busts out in Greytown, right? This is Greytown, right? Is it? No, Featherston. Greytown's next. Right? Greytown? Yeah, Greytown. Where I had a little Airbnb off one of the side streets, I think. I don't know. It was so picturesque. And then before you got to Carterston, the big one was Masterton out there, where the Johnson's farm was. I got the vibe that the Wairarapa out here was kind of their Midwest on the North Island. All of this I never saw. Didn't see any of the mountains. We had a little bit in Auckland, and then my other time in New Zealand was just down here. I did go see, not Christchurch, where's Queenstown? There's a lake somewhere. Wherever Queenstown was. And that was really weird, but I was kind of like intimidated by the money. Great driving roads are northeast of Melbourne. Oh, okay. Yes, take the tram around the inner city. That's enough of an experience. Walk around the city too. My next question as an American was, meaning, am I going to get mugged if you walk around downtown, city center? Because bear in mind, where do I live? I live in Pennsylvania. And what is the city that marks what cities is Philly. It's like downtown Philly, awesome. Have a fun time. But you get a little blonde hair, and you get a little pale hair, and you get there, you're like, uh-oh. Or you get down here and you're at Temple University. No. Oh, Gerard Avenue. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, this is where I'm coming from. Melbourne, remember we have no guns. Oh yeah, so it's like England. Okay. So just knifings, right? That's all I got a word about? Knifings? So I don't have to put on my New York City crazy face or the don't, which is just literally I don't even have one for the VTuber, what the crazy face is. I guess it's pretty much that. This is me walking down the city. You don't really have to do that in Manhattan, but it's still like, no, I don't want to get messed with. Just, I got no money. What do you want? Just pick someone else. Joffrey says no bashings. Oh, okay. It's Matto says not even knifings. It's not London either. No stabby. I haven't been back to the city. Anywhere on the East Coast, and this is for people in Australia, anywhere in like the tri-state area, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, if you refer to the city, unless you specifically said Philadelphia, like even here where we live, even though we're closer to Philly, when someone says got to go in, I have to go into the city, people assume you mean Manhattan. A city center is more violent than Manhattan. Yeah, Manhattan, I guess there's some stuff, but there's Manhattan and then there's, Staten Island, right? Because the thing about Manhattan, there's one alleyway. There's no alleyways in Manhattan. It's all streets. So there's no real place you can duck into. It's just each side is utilized. Crazy Raptor says, I miss the ADHD potty humor of your older videos like the RX-7. Yeah, I'm a different person. I can try to bring it back. Maybe it'll sound forced. I don't know. One place I've never been in New York City, I want to go to. I've never been. I don't even care who's playing. We have stuff in front of it now. It's a Comedy Cellar. The Players Theater. No, not the Players Theater. It's Comedy Cellar. So it's right. Yeah. I just want to go there sometime. There's nothing stopping me from just getting the bus into town and just go over to the Comedy Cellar and just see who shows up. That's not even that far uptown either. It's nowhere near the park. It's Washington Square, yeah. Comedy Cellar, directions, 34th and Madison. 12-minute Uber, 45-minute walk. I can dig it. Walking in Manhattan is so underrated. It's like for a tourist, just taking a walk anywhere, it's great. Comedy Cellar is right in the NY New neighborhood. Oh, yeah. Getting more food. So, if I wanted to, and I know I'm off camera right now, if I wanted to get on a train or a tram or something and go somewhere in Melbourne and get on the tram and go someplace, where should I go? I know this seems weird, but I want to go somewhere and feel something. Well, what is it you want to feel? I want to feel accomplished. I want to feel I want to feel as if coming to Australia is the right decision. And I know you're listening, like, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be something you'd want to do? I want to gain the feeling of this was worth it. Because sometimes one of the problems I have, apart from farting on mic, is feeling in the moment when I'm in the moment. Enjoying a few hours for their own sake, rather than focusing on whatever logistical task is coming up next. Drive a ride out to the Dandenonga Ranges in Yarra Valley. Your names of things are so adorable. Okay, here comes a Yankee trying to pronounce Australian names for things. Dandenong. Dandenong. Am I doing that right? Dandenong. Dandenong. Dandenong Ranges and Yarra Valley. Tram to St. Kilda. Okay. Tram to St. Kida. Oh, it's literally just right there, where the yachts are. Okay. You can get a tram to a place called Altoona Beach. Awesome. Altoona to Altoona. The ferry to what? Well, that looks nice. Who are you? What does it look like? Again, has a vague LA vibe. But then that's just, I'm just seeing palm trees. Sorry for eating on mic. Ooh, lighthouses. I like lighthouses. Can you go up it? Can you look at it? Oh, it's like an automated thing. Have you considered the seminary? You'd make for an excellent preacher. I'm gay. Port Amanon Lookout. Well, it's almost 9 p.m. What did you learn, Brian, after all this? That there are trains. Riding a train alone would be kind of a novelty for me. Discount animal supplies. I guess with vacations, it's customary just to be by the sea or look at it. If you want to laugh at how we say things in Australia, look up the old Play School song, On the Ning Nang Nong, from Play School, okay? Southpaw just says burb. Yes, burb. You better review a Mad Max Interceptor while you're down here. I wouldn't pass up the opportunity. Southpaw says, I was just in Philly last week for the Well, There's Your Podcast live show. I think I'm supposed to be on their show this coming Saturday, but I haven't heard anything back from those guys. Oh, look at this big, gigantic place to park cars. What's this? Is this a nature preserve? Okay, it's gardens. The place where little kids go to be bored. Okay, so this is like hyper reality of nature in the middle of nature. What is this? Botanical gardens. I would like to, I suppose liking flowers is no different than liking cars. You're just naming the objects of things. Ideas and something. Have you ever watched the YouTube channel Garbage Time? It's the second channel of the YouTuber from Dank Pods where he fixes a bunch of shitty Aussie cars. I have just subscribed and I will reach out to them. This rice is so dry. Why is it dry? Oh, good cranburn. Mr. Regular and Garbage Time collab. I mean, yeah, sure. I think I'd kind of like that. I like, because I'm not a very good wrench. So I like hanging around with people who can do that sort of stuff and being as helpful as I can. Excuse me. All right, so we're talking about garbage time. Okay. So does this guy have any other social media besides this? See, right here is where it should be, is where I would look for it. Cowardice says a crossover between Garbage Time and regular cars would be my Infinity War. Nice. So look on Twitter. No, we need a different. No, Matto says no, only on YouTube. Okay, so I have to say that's not. He has a Discord account, but I think that's it. He has a Twitter account, but he doesn't use it. Okay, Dank Pods is Garbage Time's main channel. Oh, okay. Dank Pods. This it? Oh, 1.5 million. Oh, damn. Okay. Wow. So wait, it's just audio file stuff? Okay. Dank Pods is damn. How'd he do that? 1.5 mil. Someday I want to get to 1 mil. Dank Pods, Garbage Time, and Drum Thing are all his channels. Wow. I'm missing something here. There's a whole video about pot. What was his most popular video? 6.9 million. I bought Raycons. Is this kind of like, I'm going to mute it. Is this kind of like, what's that channel that takes apart tools? Yeah, because I did a sponsor for Raycons. I thought they were okay. So he's talking about, how did he get this? Did he stick them into something? No, he's talking about the difference of headphones, and everybody, I'll bet more people use headphones than they drive cars. So he picked the right kind of thing. Have you ever done a review of a 1980s 2.3 liter? Yes, technically, yes. I think Tony Rumble had a 2.3 Lima that was that he used to just drive. He was one of the mechanics at Bruce Henn's garage. So, yeah. Wheel Engineering, they tried to sponsor my channel. They sent them out and was shocked how poor they were. You could tell they were just rebranded trash from Alibaba. I'm actually shocked that so many YouTubers were promoting them. Yeah, I promoted them too. You know why? Because they paid me. And I need that money to get to Australia. Because AdSense doesn't really pay that much. All right, guys. It is 9 p.m. Thank you for the... Oh, just as we leave, thank you so much for the super chat. Coles and Chrome think, what do you think you're going to do? When do you think you're going to do a trip south? Funny you should mention that. In 2024, I think with the thanks to my friend Justin Bernash and the giveaways we're doing, plus Brandon Pomeroy, my brand agent, I have enough money. And okay, so you're getting this that people on the main channel aren't going to hear. RCR is going to have a new series. It's going to be RCR Road. The road trips are coming back, and it's just going to be RCR Road Trip. It's going to start with the Crazy Taxi, but it'll also be other cars. I don't want to change the formula of RCR too much. It's still going to have car reviews, but maybe once a quarter or twice a year there will be a big video. I'm talking maybe an hour or 2 hours, where it's going to start with a car review, of course, but then we take that car and we do something with it. There'll be an adventure. So, because I've never been to the Tail of the Dragon. I've never been to Asheville, North Carolina. I've driven past Knoxville, never stopped there. Never gone to Augusta. I've never been to the Outer Banks. Never been to all these places down the East Coast. So, and I want to do that, but I want it to be more like Parts Unknown. And that, yes, it's going to be about cars and about the trip, but talking to people that I meet along the way. It's Matto says, got time for a Discord call after this? Yes, I do. I do have time for a Discord call. And I'll wrap this up soon. So, yes, that's taking a road trip down south is definitely something I want to do. I'd like to go to Damascus, Virginia, and see the place for trail days. That'd be fun. Okay. Thank you so much for watching us look at Google Maps together. Sean Cullen says, come to Montana. I would love to come to Montana. Now, obviously, we'd be flying. It would probably be Philadelphia, Colorado, and then Bozeman. But is Bozeman your biggest city in Montana? Have you ever been to New Brunswick, Canada? New Brunswick. And I immediately went to New Brunswick. That's Nova Scotia, right? I have never been. You know, I think I know someone up in St. John. That'd be a neat trip for Crazy Taxi, right? Okay, how far could I get there? Boston's a good day drive. Welcome to Worcester. $1.25, please. Now, if I would get to just, where would be a good place to stop? I mean, if it's all going to be up 95, which would be a better way to go if you had to drive up there? That's a freaking hike. Does St. John have an airport? I don't think it does. Do I want to sit in a 60-year-old car for that long? Bozeman is not the biggest, but it's the most popular airport. Okay, so that's where all the flights come in and out. Wow, that town is tiny. And that's your biggest airport in Montana? Is Montana the West or is that the Rockies? Because it's kind of both, isn't it? I wonder how they see themselves. Billings is flat and trashy. Bozeman is yuppie, but in a nice location. You know, I'll take yuppie over trashy. I'll take people who can conduct themselves in a genteel fashion while in public. I'm looking for an airport, not seeing it. You got crop circles. This doesn't look yuppie from 2,000 feet. So this is Bozeman. Where's the Phoenix? Where did the Vulcan spaceship land? Colin Chrome says, when you take that trip, if you ever make it further west, we have the little middle of nowhere, and I have a friend with a special order Silverado. Bozeman is the airport. Okay, so they're going to Yellowstone. They fly into Bozeman. Okay, no longer confused. Still can't find the airport. Normally you can just see them immediately. Unless it's like Pittsburgh. Is it way outside of town? I was right. There it is. Way outside of town. Bozeman Airport. It's got one runway. It's about the size of Harrisburg Airport. But then I'd be in Montana, and then what do I do? Hike, I guess. Ski, that's my wintertime thing. All right, 9:07 p.m. Matto wants to talk, and we got to do that. So thank you so much for joining us tonight as we make plans for RCR 2024 Australia. And talk about road trips, a bunch of other stuff. It should be road trips to people, not places. You know what? That makes sense. I think RCR Australia will be the last RCR trip that's to a place rather than to people. Good night. How do I turn it off?